Markham has the largest population in your region with over 360,000 currently in 2024. The city of Markham is Canada's most ethnically diverse community with over 78% of the population identifying as a visible minority. Last week I introduced the northwest part of Markham. If you haven't watched that video, I strongly suggest clicking the link above. But in today's video, I will walk you through the central and most well-known part of Markham in Unionville and Markville, one of the most affluent neighborhoods like Angus Glen, and the mix of old and modern neighborhoods such as the Milliken Mills and Middlefield. You definitely don't want to miss today's video, and let's get to it right now. If this is your first time in the Living in the Greater Toronto Area channel and you want to know everything about living in the Greater Toronto Area, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know about the current market in Toronto, Ontario. My name is Antonio and my business partner is Van. We get calls every day from people just like you. So whether you are moving in 9 days or 9 months, feel free to reach out as all of our contact information is in the description box below. We will be happy to help you make a smooth move to the Greater Toronto Area. So once again, let's take a look at the map. And today we are going to take a look at Markham, which is north of Toronto, that take place here, and we are taking a look at Markham, and specifically we are looking at the area in the central part of Markham, which start off with Angus Glen, and then we are going over to Berczy, and then down to Markville, and of course the main part of Central Markham, Unionville, and downtown Markham, which is also within Unionville, and then going down to Milliken Mills West, and then Milliken Mills East, and also gonna touch upon the Middlefield in this part. And this is the central part of Markham that we will be covering today. Now let's take a closer look at the map. We are going to start with Angus Glen, which is the most northern part of Markham that is bordered here at Major Mackenzie Drive East on the north. And then we have a golf club right in the middle, the partition from Angus Glen to Devil's Elbow, along with this golf course and the river that cuts across to 16th Avenue on the south. And then we have Kennedy Road, the border between Angus Glen and Berczy. Now let's start with Angus Glen, a high-end community known for its luxurious homes, including some of the most expensive in Markham. It's also home to the Angus Glen Golf Club, which hosts prestigious tournaments. This family-friendly neighborhood is known for its excellent schools and is often referred to as Upper Unionville, as it's located just north of the well-known Unionville area. Well, here we are in the Angus Glen Community Center and Library, which is just right behind me. And this is one of the Markham's 5 major community hubs serving the needs of our growing and diverse population. Located on Major Mackenzie Drive East between Warden Avenue and Kennedy Road, this impressive facility features 2 NHL-sized arenas, each with seating for 450 spectators, along with a swimming pool and a gymnasium. Older auto services are also available here and at other City of Markham locations. Let me give you a look inside the community center and library so you can see what the space looks like. So here is the entrance of Angus Glen Community Center and the library. Here is the grand lobby of the community center. Here's the little map. This is the Angus Glen Library. And here up the stairs, on my right hand side, you will see the large gym that can house the basketball court and, as you can see, badminton at the moment. Here is the 2 NHL-sized hockey rink, and we have one following at the very end of the corridor. This can house over 450 spectators, and as you can see, this is just like the NHL size hockey rink. From my understanding, you can also rent the hockey rink here or also use it as a practice rink. This is one of the community hockey rink that you can use for this community in Angus Glen. Here's the other rink. And finally, we have a swimming pool on the side here. This is a large and modest size. And on the other end, we have a shallow pool for warm-up or practices. Angus Glen Golf Club is a renowned course that has hosted both the Canadian Open and the Pan Am Games. The great thing is that it also open to the public, featuring two 18-hole championships courses. Additionally, many luxurious homes have been built around the golf course, adding to the area's appeal. If you are a golf fanatic, this would be a dream location for you. Here we have this stunning golf course featuring two 18-hole championship courses. In case you didn't know, Angus Glen Golf Club hosted the Canadian Open in 2002 and 2007 and was the golf venue for the 2015 Pan Am Games. It's a top-tier professional course and an outstanding addition to this prestigious Angus Glen community. Right next to Angus Glen, we can find Berczy Markham. This location, we are actually located just east side of Kennedy Road, and we are border on the north from Major Mackenzie Drive east. To the east border, we have McCowan Road, and on the south, we have 16th Avenue. So this is the area at Berczy Village. Most of the homes here were built after 2000, with about 62% being detached houses, 13% semi-detached, and around 23% townhouses. If you're wondering, there aren't any high or low-rise condos in the area. Compared to older communities like Markville or South Unionville, Berczy stands out with its newer homes featuring higher ceiling and more modern designs. Since detached homes make up the majority, you'll find lot widths typically ranging from 30 to 40 and 50 feet, with a fewer even reaching the 60 feet. Berczy is best known for its large park, Berczy Park, which is so big that it's split into two sections, Berczy Park North and South. The park is named after William Berczy, a German-born architect, surveyor, and writer who's considered a co-founder of modern Toronto, along with John Graves Cinco. Berczy Park itself covers around 3,606 square meters of space. As I mentioned earlier, right in the heart of Berczy Village is a massive park that stretches across the center of the community and is divided into two sections. A pond separates the north and south sides. On the north side, you'll find tennis court, a parking lot, and three large full-size soccer fields. Seriously, they're huge. Also, just up there is All Saints Catholic Elementary School. Now, let's check out Berczy Park South. The circular area you see is the Berczy Dog Park, a great spot for dog lovers. Further south, there's a baseball diamond and a playground, giving kids plenty of fun options. As you go down, you'll also find a full-size outdoor basketball court, a skateboard and cycling rink, another full-size soccer field, and two more tennis courts to serve the south side residents. As you can see, this park is massive, with plenty of green space for everyone to enjoy. If you enjoy large park for your daily running exercise and also enjoy soccer, tennis, and baseball, this would be such a treat to be part of this newer community in the North Central Park of Markham. Often when mentioned about Berczy, the major intersection would be at Kennedy Road and 16th Avenue, where you can find a local premium grocer store in Village Grocer behind me right over here. They have one of the most unique bakeries and premium fresh daily produce. I also enjoyed their coffee and great selection of goods. It has slowly become a tourist attraction for its cakes and bakery. The mixed berry jelly roll has been a birthday favorite in my family for years. This cake is actually how I first discovered this amazing shop, and I quickly realized it's a well-known spot for many others too. Let's take a look at Village Grocer. Here is the entrance. It's a unique local store with a fantastic selection of high-quality products, from fresh vegetables and meats to ham and a variety of sausages. And one of my favorite spots here is the bakery. Check out this famous, huge mixed berry jelly rolls. They're a must-try. Here's the coffee section, where you'll find plenty of seating to relax and enjoy a cup of coffee, some cakes, or even a selection of hot meals throughout the day. Of course, there's also a great variety of coffee beans you can buy. Plus, the store is filled with all kinds of interesting products and goods to explore. Now let's take a look at the trend map. And as you can see, here we have Markham. We are going to take a look at Unionville, where the downtown Markham is. As you can see, it is situated in the center of Markham. Now let's take a look at the border. We have on the north 16th Avenue, and on the east side we have Kennedy Road, and on the west we have Roddick, and border on the south is Highway 407. And this is a very important part of Markham, Unionville, Markham. Toogood Pond is named after Toogood family, and it was originally a mill pond powering a grist mill back in the 1840s. In the early 1900s, it was called Willow Pond or Willow Lake and had a small summer cottages along north of Main Street. Some of these cottages were originally home for mill workers. Over time, they became permanent homes, but mostly have since been replaced by large and more expensive homes. Unionville Markham at Main Street is one of the older community with historic shops and homes dated since 1794. This is a place I love being there for their unique restaurant and sites, and also right next to the Toogood Pond that I just showed you earlier. There is a lot to love about this street in Main Street, Unionville. But there are many homes that are part of the protection of heritage homes where they have a lot of restriction and need permits to do renovation and changes. Lately, it's also become a trendy spot for hit shops and restaurants, attracting a lot of hipsters. Like most Main Street, it's been a hub for local tourism. The building has stayed pretty much the same since 1794, giving that special historic charms. It's known for its pubs, parks, and restaurants with a classic European vibe. And every year, the Unionville Festival draws in thousands of visitors, making it a real community highlight. This is definitely a good spot to grab bubble tea and enjoy the walk during summer and spring. According to HoodQ, Unionville Markham is made up mostly about 65% of single detached homes and also about 14% of townhouses. But right now we have about 16% of condominium in here downtown Markham. As you can see right behind me, there are a lot of developments, and they are mainly built by two major builders. One is being Times Group, and the other, of course, Remington is part of the builder. They are the major builder here in Unionville, Markham. As you can tell, for the past 15 to 20 years, there are a lot more condominiums that are currently building around this area, and it is actually, the plan is housing more or less 10,000 residents in this area, with about 16,000 jobs created here, where there are a lot of company or high-tech company coming here in this area, so that there are a lot of potential here for condos investors, and also a lot of people, young professionals, are coming here because of this reason. I've shared a lot of condo updates on my channel, so if you are curious, definitely check them out. You get a sense of how much the area has changed. And downtown Markham now has the highest density of condos in the community. Plus, with York University opening its new campus in 2024, it becomes even more attractive to investors. And in the Marriott Hotel and a Cineplex right in the heart of downtown Markham, and there's a lot of happening in this growing urban hub, with even more condo projects on the way. As I mentioned before, Unionville is a very diverse community with some of the top-rated school in the province. The Unionville High, just right behind me, is one of the top-rated school in Markham. And here we have a very huge area where they host quite a few things here. So let me walk over where we can see the Flato Markham Theater is one of the complex that is just within this area, along with the Unionville High School right behind me. Let me give you a quick tour. Up ahead is the Flato Markham Theater, just a short minutes walk from Unionville High School, which is right behind me. As you can see behind me, this is the Flato Markham Theater, and it is a art complex for basically some school and music performances, or some drama performances can be performed right here behind me. And this is a very well-known theater for this kind of performances. Now let's walk around here, and we are just going straight ahead, and we see the Markham Civic Center. So now let's take a look at the threat map. We are looking at the community in Markville, which is just east side of Unionville. And the north border, we have the 16th Avenue. On the east, we have McCowan Road. On the south, we have Highway 7, and it's mainly separated on the west by the Kennedy Road. This is not a huge community, but more importantly, they have the Markville Mall here at the center, which is the largest shopping center in the entire Markham. I'm currently in the community of Markham in Markville, which is one of the older community, but right behind me you will see some of the grade school. We have Markville Secondary High School. I'm in the intersection of McCowan and Carlton, which is probably minutes away from the very popular shopping center in Markville Mall. So we're gonna visit right after this. So right behind me is the iconic and the biggest shopping mall in Markham. And in fact, it's located in Markville community right here. So it is super convenient here. And inside this shopping mall, you can find a lot of big franchises such as Sporting Life, Best Buy, Walmart is also within this plaza or shopping center. And in the very nearby intersection of McCowan and Highway 7, you can also find a lot of Asian grocery stores. And if you are Asian, definitely you can find anything here in Markville, Markham. I'm currently at the community of Markville, and according to HoodQ, about 95% of the homes in Markville are single detached homes like the ones behind me. And about 3% are duplexes, and around 1% are condos. So it's pretty much all single detached homes, since the area is largely made up of first-generation immigrants. The homes tend to be older, but they are also bigger with some more spacious lot sizes. This is a quick tour of the streets right across Pacific Mall, featuring traditional homes built in the 1990s. These houses typically sit on larger lots and come with a double car garage at the front with some property showcasing interlocked driveways. So obviously these are the home in Markville, Markham. The Remington Center was a proposed shopping mall that was first announced back in 2005, set to replace the old Berczy Village Mall next to Pacific Mall. The plan was to create a space that would bring the total size of the malls to a whopping 1 million square feet. However, the project has faced a lot of delays and was eventually cancelled. I've heard they're now only planning to build condos since commercial and retail spaces are still a challenge in the Greater Toronto area. Now let's take a look at the map again, and we are currently looking at the Milliken Mills West community, which we have and the location is just right south of 407, and we have on the east bordered by, I believe, Kennedy Road, and then on the south we have the Steeles Avenue East, and on our west border we have the Highway 404, which make up the community of Milliken Mill West. Milliken Mill West is a well-established community with a sizable commercial district in southwest Markham. It's been a key area for new Asian immigrants, and I remember it clearly from when I first arrived in Canada back in the 1990s. Yes, that was quite a while ago, so you could say I'm an immigrant from way back. As you can see, the area is home to many commercial plazas and a variety of restaurants. If you head to the southeast, just east of Warden Avenue, you'll find residential areas with mainly two-story single detached homes from the 1980s, sitting on narrow lots. The neighborhood is a mix of light industrial and commercial spaces, along with some retail spots and restaurants. It's worth mentioning that this community is about 66% Chinese according to Hood Q. Now I'm at the intersection of Warden and Steeles. It's part of the Milliken West community, and right behind me you can find a huge plaza here that is actually anchored by one of the biggest Asian grocery store, TNT. And as you can see, this huge plaza with quite a few stores here, like the Starbucks right behind me. There is a Subway and also the Chopper Stroll Mart. And more importantly, there are many Chinese cuisine here that I actually spent quite some time here most of my teenage time, when I find a lot of popular Chinese restaurant here, and give you a quick tour of how this plaza is like in Milliken. As I walk down, you notice the entrance to TNT Grocery on my right. Straight ahead, there's a Shoppers Drug Mart along with several Chinese retailers, and further down, you'll find even more Chinese restaurants. This is Take One Karaoke Bar, the pool hall I used to hang out as a teenager. But hey, the karaoke bar here near Woodbine and 14 is still kicking. If you were around in the 90s, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. This was the spot, especially for the Asian community in Milliken Mills West. Next of Milliken Mills West, we have Milliken Mills East here. And the north border, of course, is the same Highway 407. And on the east side, we have Markville Road. And the border here, and also on the south, is Steeles Avenue East. And the west, we have Kennedy Road. And this is Milliken Mills East. It's mostly a residential area with two-story single detached homes built in the 1980s on narrow lots. You also find some larger homes with bigger lots in the northern part of the neighborhood. True to its name, Milliken Mills East is primarily residential, but there's also the Markham Executive Golf Course just south of Highway 407, between Kennedy Road and Markville Road. And here is the last community that we are going to talk about in this video. Is Middlefield, and it's just east of Milliken Mills, and it's bordered by Markville Road on the west, and on the south, same street, which is Steeles Avenue East. And on the east, we have Markham Road, and on the north side, we have Highway 407. And this is Middlefield. Next, let's talk about Middlefield, which is just to the east of Milliken Mills East. I've actually made a dedicated market update on Middlefield, so if you're curious, feel free to check out the link above. Middlefield is also in the south central part of Markham, which is sitting just north of Steeles, and east of Markham, and south of Highway 407 and west of Markville Road. The northern region is open land and industrial, while the rest is primarily made up of single detached homes, around 60%, with about 1% semi-detached homes, 30% duplexes, and 7% a mix of low and high-rise condos, according to Hood Q. As you can see, Markham is quite large, and this video covering the central part took a bit longer than I expected. If you want to learn more about the northwest part of Markham, I've got a link to that video above. I'll also be releasing another video soon about the eastern part of Markham, which is actually the newest community in the area. Be sure to subscribe so you will be notified when it drops. Now, it's time for me to take you to a tour of the different home prices in the central part of Markham. As I mentioned earlier, the priciest homes are found up north in Angus Glen. Next up is Berczy, and which is a newer community with some more updated homes that are generally a bit more affordable than those in Angus Glen. As we head further south into the central part of Markham, you'll find older homes that come with tons of unique amenities. So let's take a look. Okay, so this is 104 Angus Glen Boulevard right behind me. This is listed for $4.9 million, in which they have a view at the back to the golf course. And this is a 5+1, 7 bath, and total of 7 total parking spaces, currently on the market for over 70 days. So this is a 75 by 173 feet, and square feet is north of 5,000 plus, and there's a huge pool at the back, view to the golf course at the 4th hole. one of the luxurious homes. So now let's take a look at Angus Glen in Markham. We are taking a look at the freehold properties that are available at the moment, which are 41, and as you can see, they are all detached or townhouses only. So let's take a look at specifically for all the detached homes, and we are currently have only 14 available, and we have prices from $1,598,000 to all the way close to $5 million at the highest. And we have lot front starting from 34 and all the way to 75 lot front. Obviously, depending on the size of home and also the features, it can ranges from this price range. And currently we have the detached homes averaging about $2,845,000. So let's take a look at 104 Angus Glen, one of the highest listed home at the moment. This is a 2-door garage and gray interlocking in the front. As you can see, the home is very well kept. You can see there is a huge, nicely done foyer. One of the major features is the pool, which is very nice here, and we have very nicely done copper ceiling, and they have a lot of extra feature like the wine cellars, and the washroom very nicely kept. And here is the swimming pool at the back with nice gazebo, and this is another view of the pool. And here, as you can see, this home is backed onto the Angus Glen golf course, and I think that this home is actually backed on the par 4 in Angus Glen. Here's another view, and homes that are actually backed onto the golf course are usually more expensive in this neighborhood. Now I'm at 36 Angus Glen Boulevard. This home is listed for $2,498,000, and this is a floor 4+1 with 4 bath, 4 total parking space at the back, and there are 3 car garage at the back on the rear lane with 1 additional parking space on the side. This is a 3,300 square feet. It is a 42 lot by 131 feet of depth. There's a gorgeous heated swimming pool at the back and professional interlocking and fencing. Here's another listing at Angus Glen Boulevard. This is 36. Let's take a look. So this is a smaller lot front, obviously, and they don't have the parking garage at the front, and obviously there's no interlock, so it's a different type of home, but this is less expensive home compared to the previous one around $5 million. The space is still very spacious and very well kept, and we have an open kitchen. The carpentry look different from the other one, but still very modest, and we have a very high ceiling as well for the family room. And also there is a very nice pool at the back and great interlock, and as you can see, the garage is at the back. Here is another look of the pool, and here is a look of the garage, and we have actually 3 car garages. We have a single door and a double door at the back, and there's the entrance at the back on the rear lane. So these are the type of home that is different, and of course this is listed for $2.5 million, something different from the previous one that is backed onto the golf course that obviously is more expensive. We are back to Berczy. In this pocket mostly are detached home, and there are some abundance of also townhouses and also semi-detached. The detached, they are starting from front lot size of about 30 up to 52. So let's take a look at this listing here at 10 Furlong Avenue, and this home right behind me, there is a single garage. There are space actually for another 2 cars if you wanted to. So there are a total of 3 car spaces, and this is one of the smaller detached home with a lot size of 30 by 82, and this is a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, and it so far has been on the market for 2 days. And this is 10 Furlong Avenue at Berczy Community. So now we are taking a look at Markham at Berczy. We are taking a look at all the detached homes, and this is the current list at the moment, and we can see the price range from as low as 1.38 million up to 2.8 million. Most of the home here have 4 bedrooms, some are 3 but very little, mostly 4 bedrooms. And the lot front, we can see that it is start from as low as 30 foot wide in the front, can go up to 52, and I don't see any that exceeds 60 lot front. Today we're going to to take a look at 10 Furlong, which is the home that I visited. This is the front. You do get a single garage at the front. As you can see, the flooring is kind of dated, but still kind of clean. Kitchen is also open with tiles, and as you can see, this home could be used some updating, but the layout and overall space are very functional and practical. So the second floor is carpeted, and you do get some traditional washroom, and the bedrooms are also carpeted. So the basement is unfinished, but you can see there's a lot of space, and you have laundry on the basement. So this is the backyard, which you do get a little piece of interlock, a lot of green space, and also fenced up properly. And this home is listed at 1.5, closer to 1.6 million, which is the entry-level home price in this area with a 30-foot wide. So now we are at Berczy, in one of the newer developments, some freehold townhouses along the McCowan Street on my right-hand side. And currently we are looking at this particular listing at $9,958. This is the front entrance. As you can see, this is a freehold townhouse, lot size about 13 by 73 to 74 feet of depth. So these are some of the townhouses that you can find under the price of $1 million right now. Let's take a look at the back. So this type of freehold townhouse usually have the rear lane like this, the single garage at the back, so you can park at least maybe one car outside, and then there's another car that you can park inside the garage. So this is 9,958 McCowan Road. So now let's take a look at Berczy, but this time we are taking a look at the freehold townhouses. And as of recording today, we have only 7 active listings, and the price range could be like as low as 1 million and can go up to 1,398,000, which is a little bit lower price than the Angus Glen. We know that Angus Glen is one of the more luxurious community in Markham. So this is a little bit lower. This one here, 9,958 McCowan Road, 3 bedrooms. This is a narrower front lot at 13 by 73. Lowest price entry-level freehold townhouse in the area. And this is the kitchen, and this is the living space. Of course, it's a little bit narrow and smaller, but don't forget that this is the entry level, probably closer to 1 million, but you still get a decent amount of space, and also very bright with a lot of windows and updated flooring. This is the standard washroom that you get from this townhouse, and you do have a decent amount of terrace or balcony. This type of freehold townhouse doesn't get a backyard, but you do get a rear lane space for additional parking and a single garage at the back. So this is a very good choice for a young professional or a young family to start off with this, and as they build up equity, they can move up in the future. But this, I'm pretty sure it will be closer to 1 million for a starter freehold townhouse at Berczy. So right now I'm in the pocket here at Milliken Mills East, and these are the homes usually on the inner street. As you can see, they don't have sidewalks on either side of the street. This is how it looks like in a typical Milliken Mills community. And let's take a look at this listing here that we are about to tour. So this is 47 Silverthorne Road. It is currently listed at 999,000, almost 1 million. And this is a single garage at the front with some additional parking space, as you can see from the front. This is a linked detached 2-story home that is available currently in Milliken Mills. So now let's take a look at another house here at Milliken Mills East, and this time we're going to take a look at this other option for entry-level pricing closer to 1 million at 47 Silverthorne Road. And this is a quite unique home. At the front you can see that it seems like a fully detached home, but they are called linked 2-story, which the basement is actually linked together with the home beside it. So that is why it is called linked property. This is a pretty much move-in ready home with updated floor and pot lights. Very spacious bedroom. As you can see, quite a lot of light coming in. There's a lot of windows, and this is another bedroom. And here is another look at the ground level. This is also a fully finished basement, but you can see there are some drop ceiling, which are one of the older methods to do the ceiling in the past. and there is a side entrance. I'm guessing that there could be some additional rental income if you want to make the basement rental part of the home. And here is the backyard with fully interlocked, and here is another look at the backyard. And this is a single garage at the front with additional parking space. So these are the type of older home that you can find here at Milliken Mills for closer to 1 million, which is a very good entry-level property. And this is a good option for first-time home buyers to get a fully detached home in a very well-developed area in Milliken Mills East. Now currently we are in the community of Milliken Mills East, and this is a more kind of luxurious on this community. As you can see, there's one side with the sidewalk and the other side don't have it, but usually the home here have huge interlock in the front, and with some with 2 and some with 3 door garage. Mostly here, like this one here at the back, they are 3 door and they have a huge loft front. I'm talking about 124 feet wide loft front and up to like 150 in depth. So here basically there's a lot of large home here, and we are going to visit one of the listing here. I believe it's about 124 feet wide in loft front. Let's take a look. This is 89 Breckenridge, and this I believe is listed for $3,150,000 with a huge interlock in the front. This is a 124 by 141 feet of depth. It's listed between 3,500 to 5,000 square feet of space. And this is one of the luxury homes listed above 3 million in the Milliken Mills East neighborhood. So now let's go to the older community like the Milliken Mills East, specifically looking at the detached homes. And this is the list currently at the moment of recording of this video. We have about 14 listings. As you can see, some are already sold conditionally at the moment. The beauty of the older community, the lot front is more and more generous. As you can see, we have as high as 124 feet by 250, which is quite large of the lot. And we have some at 124 as well, and we have 86. This is just to demonstrate the older community, they do get a lot more space, or they do get a lot more lot front. And the price could range from as low as 1 million, but I doubt this is the actual price the seller was expecting, but can go all the way to 5 million, as you can see here. 89 Breckenridge Drive, which is a fairly large lot here. We're talking about over 120 feet wide, and you can see that there are 3 door garages and a huge interlock in the front. This is another look. So you can see from the front, it's a huge lot. And as you can see, this is pretty much updated from top to bottom, and a very luxurious home, and the finishes are quite nice. The space is very modest and airy and very spacious. The dining area looks fantastic with a lot of windows, a lot of lights, and this is a great family area with a new updated fireplace. And the bedrooms are very wide and spacious. We do have some standard washroom. And here you can see the finished basement is absolutely stunning with updated floors and very spacious. And here is the backyard, and look at the space. It's a huge lot at the back. And this is the view from the back. As you can see, there's an entrance to the basement as well from the back. It is a huge piece of land. And this is going for 3 million and above. This is an example of a wider lot in the older community that you can find. Of course, there are luxury homes in Markham that can go as high as 7 to even 10 millions, but you can also find more affordable options, especially in some of the older neighborhoods where homes are closer to the 1 million mark. However, in recent years, downtown Markham has also added a number of new condominiums that make it more affordable for new young professionals to live. Therefore, the boom of condo living was also a new trend. It really depends on your budget. Overall, though, Markham tends to be the pricier side because of its highly rated schools or highly income residents and the growing number of tech jobs in the area. If you enjoyed these community tours, don't forget to hit the subscribe button Up next, we will be checking out the latest development in the eastern part of Markham. I'll make sure to give you a feel for what it's really like to live in this community. If you're thinking about getting into the market here in Markham, feel free to book a call with me using the link in the description. I'll be happy to help you navigate the process. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.